You guys have probably all heard the buzz about AI. AI is pretty much taking over, but how far can it really take us? Can it introduce new web design trends? Can it replace web designers, or just give us inspiration for our website? I dragged in the MidJourney bot into my Discord and generated hundreds of web design templates. I spent the last few days generating a few hundred images from MidJourney, and today I'll show you some of the best designs that I came up with. So let's take a closer look at these websites. I'll also show you guys how I made these, what I typed in, and then we'll talk about if this is gonna really reshape how we make websites in the future. So here's the first design, and what we typed in was create a splash helmet website, realistic style, fintech style, modern style, and corporate style. So we wanted to incorporate all these different styles and try to just put them all into one different landing page. And right away, we have some really nice, interesting designs. One of the ones was this fact that it has this, I guess, this secondary menu right here, and it also has this primary menu here at the top. What we also liked was this design on the top right. You can see how it's using some sort of split screen effect where it has this yellow effect, and then it also kind of carries that right below the helmet, which just looks really elegant. The fact that it has this splash of water, was just also something that we really did like. I also did like the fact that they created this one here where it looks like some sort of product page where it has these variations. It has this like call to action button, maybe add to cart, and then also maybe a view more. And then here you'll see like the helmets that could possibly be related. Maybe this is like related products. So I did like the fact that they created these just really interesting versions of this website that could be used for an e-commerce website. The next one was this product page that they generated for us. And I like the fact that it just gives you a bare basic image of the actual helmet, but it also shows you what's next. It also carries that menu here at the top, and these versions here at the bottom have these secondary menus. And again, this can be filters. This can be pretty much different ways on how to navigate through the helmets, but they created a more minimal approach instead of like that typical large filter bar that we've all typically seen on other e-commerce websites. So I thought this was a really nice product page. Now this next product page just really impressed me, and there was a lot of small little things. I mean, the small things are the big things, right? But there was a lot of things on this product page that I really felt that we haven't seen yet in web design. Now we typed in the same thing here. We typed in create a helmet website, e-commerce, realistic, fintech, modern style that's elegant, but we took out minimal. So since we took out minimal, you can see it's a little bit more busier, right? And if you take a closer look here, I like the menu. The menu has this sort of gold design right here, very similar to the helmets, but it has that vertical approach as well. And it also carries that to the rest of the menu. And then here you'll see that it has like a call to action. It has some, product details, and then a call to action here at the bottom. And I'm sure if I were to click on these, the helmet would actually scroll into the next helmet, just giving it a really clean design and just making it really easy for users to navigate. And the one on the bottom here on the left, I did like this one as well. The only difference here is that they added these texts right here, and these can be texts that are pointed to the helmet that has like more detail, like for example, reinforced carbon fiber or padded cushion. And they probably could have made arrows that go into the helmets, which again, I haven't seen this before, but I could say this definitely does work for a helmet e-commerce websites. Now the next one, I'm a little biased, but there were a lot of small details about the real estate website here that I really did like. Now we typed in, check this out, a beautiful split screen, 2-section landing page, real estate website mockup that looks realistic, fintech style, modern style, and creative style. Now, the one that I really liked here was the top left one right here. The main reason why is because it gave it this diagonal effect where you can see that a lot of the split screen effect is diagonal, which we don't typically see on a lot of websites. And they added this diagonal effect right here, but it's an overlay. And then below that, they actually carried that, and then they were consistent with the rest of the website. You can even see that the image itself is diagonal, just like the top and the middle section right here. And it has a little bit of padding here at the bottom, or I'm sorry, on the side right here. I just like that. When I saw this design, I felt like that looked really creative and it just stands out. Also here, this one, a little generic, right? But I did like this little diagonal effect that they introduced with the split screen effect. So the one on the top left, I really did like. These other ones here, I thought they were just so-so, right? This one, pretty cool. I like this effect here. this split screen where they added these two sections in, pretty cool. And this one on the bottom right, I felt like this also could be improved upon. You know, I like what they did there, but we probably could have got creative here and maybe put like an iPad around this, like an iPad effect, and have users kind of looking at it on the landing page, which would have been really creative. Here on the left side, I felt like this was just something very standard, but yeah, I just like the fact that they introduced something a little bit different with these diagonal effects than like the typical boring web design real estate websites we've all seen. Here are some more. Now this next one here was actually very interesting. So I typed in, create a split screen 2-section landing page real estate website mockup that looks realistic, fintech, modern, and creative style using a green and white color palette with a vertical menu. Right? So I typed all of that in here and it gave us this. Now, what I really like here is this use of these bushes here as sort of like separators. And they're doing that because they want to take away from like the typical, you know, the white padding right here, because they do have a little bit too much white padding, and adding in these little pop-up bushes, it just adds a more real estate effect to it, and it also makes it more comfortable for users. I also really did like the use of this vertical menu right here with this call to action. These little things right here, I'm not really sure what those are. I think maybe we can probably take those out and add something in. But for a real estate website, I would say that a landing page like this would look amazing. And I really haven't seen this used at all on real estate. So I felt like this one deserved a little bit more attention. All right, let's take a look at the next one. Now here I typed in, create a real estate website landing page that is creative, fintech, modern style, and also a split screen effect. And again, they gave us this diagonal effect right here where they gave us the house, and then they used this diagonal split screen effect, and then they carry that onto the next section. Again, I was just a big fan of it. I like it. I haven't seen this used too much typically on real estate websites. Even the button, I think the button we probably could have made a little bit smaller, right? But these use of these icons right here, these were, you know, these look really good. It adds a lot of filler space. And this can be something like Trustpilot or some sort of positive reviews from some other review websites that they probably could have incorporated there. Now, again, the whole purpose of this is not to take everything verbatim, right? It's to use it to get inspiration and ideas, because looking at this, I'm surprised I haven't seen this on ThemeForest yet or on some other real estate website yet, because it looks really nice, you know, and it's something that I really haven't seen used much on real estate websites. Next, we have the same thing. And you'll see it's just a different variation. So they did add in the split screen effect here at the bottom. We have this house right here with the typical 2 call to actions. And then we have this abstract design right here, this divider. And, you know, they just added in the split screen here on the next section. Pretty cool. I liked it. And this one here as well. They added the split screen effect right here. They added the house, typical call to action button. On the bottom section here, you'll see that it has this 3 section where they have this agent on the right side, and then they lit up the background on the 3rd column. So pretty good use, you know, interesting. All right, so here we go. Now we typed in, create a car dealership website that looks super professional with a creative style, fintech style, and a modernized style. Now, what I really liked about these car dealership websites is the fact that they're professional, that they're modern, and they have a lot of design and decor to them. For instance, you know, here we have this one at the top left where we have the car. And I'm assuming if we were to click on the car, it would go ahead and change it. Now, this has a few options. So this can actually be used as filters. However, it can also be used as specs for the car. So instead of having like the specs of the car at the bottom right here, I think what they've done here is this could be like the price, this could be like the horsepower, this could be the number of doors, and so on and so forth. And I really like the presentation of this, you know, because they give you a very beautiful picture of the car. And again, we have the details here, and then users can actually just skim to the next car by clicking on these next images. Really nice presentation. The right side, this is something that I thought was a little generic, but this could be used as the same thing, where we have the picture of the car, we have some more details, and then users can just click on that really quickly to get some more information about the next car. And on the bottom left, now the bottom left one right here, just give me a second and let me inspire you guys. So here we have a picture of the car, right? On the left side, this can be either a filterable section, right, where we have just like filters. This can also be specs for the car, or it can be a navigational menu. Now, at the bottom right here, these could be more specs, right? This could be upsells. This can be plus 300 horsepower. This can be plus four doors. This can be all-wheel drive, and so on and so forth. Maybe highlighting the key aspects of the car, right? And if users were to click on one of these cars below this, it can actually change the left section and this section. So it'll basically change both sections depending on how dynamic you want your website to be. And I did like the fact that they have these little abstract designs. It just gives it a little bit more flavor and decor, you know, and I just loved it. You know, I loved all these designs. The one here on the right side, this again can be the same thing, where if you click on the car, it would go ahead and rotate the specs of the car or the other description. All right, and the next topic is men's clothing. Now let's take a look at what we typed in here. We typed in, check this out, create a real men's clothing e-commerce website landing page that is minimal, corporate style, vertical menu, 2-section split screen, ultra realistic style. Now you'll see here that it didn't give us a vertical menu, but I think what MidJourney was trying to go for here was just creating, like, I guess, vertical sections or vertical styles, something with vertical, because as you guys can tell, it's just like boxes, and you know, it kind of has like a vertical scheme where nothing's really diagonal, stuff like that. But this is beautiful, right? We have this beautiful landing page here on the left side. We have the title, and I love the structure of this text. I mean, look at the structure. It's beautiful. It works. Here we have some more images to reinforce the product. And this section here at the bottom, this can even be variations, where if you were to click on one of these little variations, it could actually change this image here to the next product, which could be amazing, you know. And again, I haven't seen that yet on a landing page, but that would be really fun to tinker around with, right? And that would really get users to get inspired and engage in your clothing brand if they can just quickly go ahead and just take a look at this and just check out all the products without having to go to the product page and the shop page, and they're gonna get lost in there, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at different variations. So here are some more variations, and these are typically looking like more product pages. I would say this one on the right side looks like product pages. What I do like about this is the fact that they have, I guess these are other products with some description. And then this button right here, this could even rotate maybe the image, or it can take them to the next product. But I just like the structure of this. You know, it's a very unique structure where we have some sort of navigational menu right here to help the users shop. Usually with e-commerce websites, we just have that little dinky bar on the left side, and it's really not engaging. It doesn't look that great, but people use that to shop around. And the next section, I like two of these. I like the one here on the top left. This can be used as some sort of product page, right? Where we have some variations here on the left side. This can be variation swatches. And then on the right, we have the image of the actual product. The one below that as well, this can be used for even a landing page or even a product page, right? Because you'll see here we have the title, we have some description, we have the add to cart, and then we also have related products. And on the right side, we just have an image of the product, or this can even be just one image, you know, if you want to make a landing page with this specific style. I also like the use of these icons here at the bottom right, and even the menu. You know, the menu is two different colors, where we have this black color right here, and then we have this other color scheme here that carries to the rest of the website. So really nice designs, really good structure, and overall, I think this can be used for a product page or even a landing page for your e-commerce websites. And here is the last design that MidJourney created for us, and there was two that I really liked here. You guys can probably already tell. It was this one right here on the top right, where we have this image, and then we have these three products. Now, I'm assuming, you know, we can click on one, and then we can change the size, and then at the bottom right here, we would actually go ahead and change the color, and then that would reflect on the image. I have never seen a product page that looks like this, but it looks really clean, really elegant, and also really upscale. And if you are selling something like tuxedos or men's suits, having this sort of presentation just looks a lot more elegant and inviting versus like having just a generic e-commerce website with really boring variations where you click on it next to the add to cart. So I do like what they did here. It looks really nice, really elegant. And on the bottom right here as well, I like this as well, where we have the picture, we have different variations, we have some sort of picture right here. This can be maybe even the back. So when I saw this, I was thinking, well, this can be the front of the suit, and then maybe this image can be the back of the suit, which we have never actually seen before on an e-commerce website. And then we have some description, we have some other little, you know, social media icons, and then this can be the add to cart. And then on the bottom right here, it looks like they added in a little bit more icons. These can be reviews or anything else we can think of. All right, now the next one is shoes. Everyone loves shoes because you can make some really beautiful landing pages with shoes. Now, I didn't really see a lot of new web design trends here, but I just wanted to introduce you guys to the color elements that we introduced. So for this one, we typed in, create a modern shoe e-commerce website with a beautiful landing page that is multicolor, creative style, and fintech modern style. Now, if you guys type in multicolor to anything, it's going to generate multiple colors on the actual page. And it's very different than gradients. If you guys use gradients, it's just gonna change the entire page and it's too much gradients. But using multicolor, it just adds in a lot of different colors and it makes the page just look really vibrant. So what we like here is we just like the design of the colors, really. You know, the structure is a little generic. We have seen these quite often before, but I just felt like I wanted to show you guys this to inspire you guys to use the multicolor elements that the MidJourney bot offers. All right, and the next one we have, create a shoe website, e-commerce, realistic style, fintech style, modern style, and minimal style. So since we added in the minimal style, you can see that it does get a little bit more minimal, right? There's a lot less going on, but for a shoe website, I felt that was more appropriate. Well, what I've discovered again is when you add in minimal, it makes it a little bit more plain. And when you add in creative, that's when it gets a little bit more crazier. But you got to take out minimal. You can't have both is what we discovered. But we like the designs here. We just felt that a shoe website with this style looks really nice. But what I really did like here was we created a variation of this. Now the details on this page are a little hard to see because there's 4 of them, right? But I liked it so much, I wanted to make different variations and go into detail about all of them. So here you'll see that we have the shoe, right? But we have related products on the left side. We have the title, description, and the add to cart. They also have this, I guess, this angle right here, this black little design below that, which looks interesting. And then they have these 2 buttons, but they only have 1 button outlined and the other one is like almost grayed out, which I've never seen that before. That could be many things. That could be like size, like large or small. That could be some sort of variation that we can introduce right here instead of that typical variation that we've seen on a lot of other websites. And on the right side, you'll see that it's pretty much the same thing, but here they added in, I guess, the variations above the text, and on this one they added it near the button. And they've also changed the style right here just to add in this little diagonal effect. I'm not sure what that is, but it looks interesting. And the menu they made all black this time with this arrow. On this one they used this gold text for the menu, but on this one they changed it a little bit. Now scrolling down here, this one I really wasn't a fan of. There wasn't a lot going on, but I did like this one on the right side. And all they've done here is just rearrange stuff, right? So we have the title, description, we have the add to cart, and then here are the related products. And on the left side, they added either some sort of navigational scroll where you would click on it, it would scroll to the next shoe. These can be upsells. These can be just general information about the shoe. So looking at these product pages, I would say that implementing this on a new e-commerce website would definitely kind of push the trends for web design because we haven't really seen anything like this too much. But again, I would say that this definitely works. And also feel free to let me know what you guys think about this product page in the description below of this video. So enough about shoes. Let's go ahead and go to a new topic, which is, so let's move on to the next section, and this is motorcycles. Now, let's take a look at what I typed in here. Sorry, I gotta look at my phone here. Create a motorcycle website landing page that is modern yet fintech style with a vertical menu and an American flag in the background. So now you'll see that we have the motorcycles with the American flag. I mean, this just looks badass, right? And this could probably be used for something like Harley Davidson websites. But I like the one here on the top left. This looks like almost a landing page, yet it possibly could be used for a product page. The same thing here on the bottom right. These can be like the bike, and then these can be like specs of the actual bike. And then on the bottom right there, this can even be a call to action button. These can be different colors of the bike, where if you click on it, it would possibly change the color of the bike. So really unique, really interesting. Now, the next 3 images I'm going to show you guys were just really creative. I liked everything about them. Here we have this guy riding his motorcycle with the American flag behind him. We have the header text, we have description, we have these buttons, and then we have these other small buttons below that. And it also introduced the next section. Now, I think as MidJourney progresses and as they develop, I think in the future that we're going to be able to make full page websites, because here you can see they gave us the next section, but I really want them to make more of this, and I tried everything I possibly could to use the bot to add in more sections of the website, but it wouldn't. It would just limit us at that. So maybe like I'll go ahead and ask them in the future if they can incorporate that for their bots. Also here on the top left, we have this, American flag with the menu. Really clean landing page, really creative. The next one, and this is very similar to the first one, except it just, it just looks a little bit different. We got the guy riding the bike. We have some icon boxes there with a call to action. And the next one, I wasn't a big fan of the structure, but I just love the design. This split screen effect where we have the American flag, the motorcycle with the American flag design on it. We have the header text with some description, some icons, and then maybe this is a call to action of some sort. And then at the bottom here, we have some slider icons where we possibly can introduce more slides on this page. Now, the last design is a marijuana website. So what I typed in here was just marijuana fintech website mockup. That's it. And in case you guys don't know what fintech is, if you guys waited to the end, fintech is just like a financial technology. That's really all it is. It just gives it some sort of technology structure to it. And what I like most about these was the bottom right and the top left. If you look at the bottom right, you'll see that we have like the title, we have the description, we have this large call to action button, and then a small call to action button. And I'm assuming this one is like contact us or add to cart. And then this one is like view demo or view video. And then we have the bottom section right here. And this could be anything, but there's so many of them. And I just felt like it looks really nice and it fills up the page, but it doesn't make it look too cluttered. And this can be something like flavors of the marijuana, right? Now, the one on the top left, I liked the actual use of these icons here on the right side and also the left side. I'm not sure what these ones can be used for on the left side, but I just like the overall design of it because it fills up the page so it's not so plain and boring. You'll see that these circles here really just added in a lot of filler space to make the page look a little bit more complete. So I was a fan of the top left one and the top right one. I'm sorry, the bottom right one. The one on the bottom left, that's pretty cool as well, but I feel like they should probably take off that button. There's not a lot of use for it. But overall, I felt like these two right here could really maybe even add inspiration for users to start adding in some sort of navigational text right here to filter even on the landing page. But let me know what you guys think of these web design templates in the description below. Do you think these are going to introduce new web design trends where we're possibly going to see people use these on websites? I think so, but time will tell. My name is Daryl Wilson, and I'll see all of you party people in the next video, guys. Take care.